Hey everyone, and welcome to the Fancy Friday show with me, Matt Niblock. Today I have a special guest, Matt Phillips from the Fletcher Foundation. Matt, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So before we jump into the Fletcher Foundation, I wanted to remind our viewers that Casual Friday is canceled. That's right, we're putting the sweatpants back in the closet. And today I had to show off a little bit of fanhood with my Cubs hat. Unfortunately, the Cubbies are not playing baseball anymore. There's only a few teams left, but love my Cubs. And whenever I'm going casual, this is the hat that I'm going to be wearing. Actually, I have an all whited out one too that I like to wear during golf, but that's a different deal. But for today, I just want to remind everybody we're getting rid of the casual clothing because we're going to be going fancy on Friday. So let's jump right into our main topic, Matt, the Fletcher Foundation. So can you just tell us a little bit about what you do with the Fletcher Foundation and how did you get involved?
Sure. So the Fletcher Foundation was founded about 3 years ago now. So next Tuesday, the 20th, my wife gave birth to our son Fletcher at 20 weeks, and he was born, stillborn. He was born without a heartbeat. And we knew we wanted to make something of his life, didn't know what. One day we were sitting around the dinner table, got a hospital bill, and kind of to jump to the conclusion is we started a nonprofit to help families pay for their babies that they were never able to bring home. My wife and I were the founders. I still run it today as the president. We've got a board, a small team. So I kind of dabble in everything when it comes to the Fletcher Foundation.
Very cool. So you said kind of one of the drivers is that you're sitting at your kitchen table, all of a sudden you get this hospital bill, obviously a heartbreaking situation. So the Fletcher Foundation on a day-to-day basis is trying to help with the bills, help with the family. Like, what do you guys all do there?
Yeah, we just want to be a resource for a family after they lose their baby, whether it's a very early term loss or a late term loss. We'll help families anywhere on the spectrum, whether they just found out they're pregnant at 4 or 5 weeks and they miscarry, or a full term loss, twins. We've seen it all. And then what we'll do is they're going to go to our website and they'll apply. We'll do everything we can to assist them financially with that bill. Hopefully take a good chunk out of that bill. And then we also send them what's called a hope box, which just has different resources, kind of a keepsake for them to remember that baby by, just to let them know, hey, we care about you. We care about that baby. We're in it with you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What a great purpose. So yeah, you kind of run the gamut of support as well as, actually helping out with financial assistance and everything in between, it sounds like.
Yep, cool. Exactly. We just kind of want to be a one-stop shop. But I would say our expertise is that in that financial assistance and then walking kind of with them in that first year.
Sure. Well, and I can imagine, that's just a heartbreaking situation on the face of it is you get a bill and that wasn't what you were expecting, you were expecting to have a new life with you. So, wow, it's a great time to be helping. So fantastic to hear that there's an organization doing that. So let's talk a little bit about people that are watching this though. So how can they help?
The biggest way to help the Fletcher Foundation, 2 different ways. Number one, when you have a family member or somebody you know or a friend that loses that baby, make sure you're there for them. I remember after we lost Fletcher, it was one of the loneliest times of my life. So make sure you're there for them. Don't be afraid to talk about it. I feel like our culture doesn't like talking about miscarriage or stillbirth, and I can't really answer why. So just make sure you acknowledge that loss. Make sure you are there to talk with them at whatever pace that person wants to go through. And then on the back end of that, say, hey, in case you weren't aware, there's a great nonprofit named the Fletcher Foundation where you can apply and they'll help you pay your bills. Now, the second thing is donations are always welcome. We're very, very small. We've been in operation for about 3 years, so we don't have any large grants. We're not government funded, so all of our funds are from friends, family that are donating through our website to help fund that mission.
Very good. So one thing I will ask you, Matt, is if you can make sure to put your link on this video after we're done here, because then people can go directly to that donation page. I've been to it. It's super easy to use, very, very simple. So yeah, please do that. So Just as a reminder here, well, I guess before we get there, Matt, thank you so much for your support of our community with the Fletcher Foundation. And I just want to remind everybody that you can join in this week. You can dress a little bit fancier, and we can help by donating to the Fletcher Foundation as a part of Fancy Friday. And so any donation helps, whether it's $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you can do to help those families that are going through a really, really tough time and help with some of those financial strains that they might be under. Matt, anything else on the Fletcher Foundation before we kind of start to wrap it up?
Only other thing I have is this month, October, is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So if you do know somebody that has gone through a loss, just send them a message, just check in on them, make sure they're doing okay. We do have a 5K that we're doing this month in October, just a virtual event. So get out there and walk or run a 5K in remembrance of those friends and families that have lost their baby.
Perfect. What was the month called, did you say?
Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month.
Okay, perfect. The Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. It's just a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, perfect. And go do that 5K. Love that. So before I let you go here, Matt, as the Fancy Friday partner this week, I'm going to have you pick the jacket that I'm going to wear. So I've got kind of a tan and a blue jacket. And so which one should I wear this week?
Let's go with the tan. I like the tan
jacket. All right, perfect. So this will be my Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month jacket. And we will definitely see you then on Friday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.